yet Brian McLennan will not start with Rob Barrow. He's on the bench, and he's obviously feeling that the influence of their skipper Kevin Sinfield playing at standoff, that'll give him more opportunities to combine with Maguire, but most importantly, he'll be able to get to the ball quickly and get the kicking game in order, something that the Rhinos have not done this year.
So Kevin Sinfield gets us underway here in the south of France. The final match of round 10 on this Easter Monday. Jerome Guisset takes the ball up for the Catalan Dragons. That's the first tackle of the match. The other significant change, of course, that Brian McLennan has made is he's immediately restored Carl Ablett to the starting lineup. He's missed the last 8 games with an ankle injury, has Ablett. And the man who is wearing number 18 will operate at loose forward at the back of the scrum here tonight. Leeds getting stuck in early. That's Bentley at dummy half. It's Guisset again who will drive it forward. Jerome Guisset, he started against Huddersfield on Friday. That was his first start since St. Valentine's Day, February the 14th. Now here's Big David Ferriol taking it to the 40-metre line for the Catalan Dragons. That's the end of this first set of 6. Watch for the kick here. And it's with Thomas Bosk inevitably. And the ball lands perfectly in the arms of Brent Webb, who will begin the response.
Well, it was a pretty good kick there by Thomas Bosk, but not the best chase by the French outfit. And you've got to remember that a lot of the players, they will be suffering because not a great deal of rest in between the 2 games, of course. And
one thing that you can say, though, Steve-O, is that Leeds have had the extra 24 hours courtesy of their Thursday night fixture against the Bradford Bulls.
And that can help, I'm sure of that. But Kevin Walters has had all sorts of problems. The mere fact they've had to utilise 2 forwards in the centres, surely that'll give the green light for the likes of Brett Delaney and Keith Senior.
This is Dimitri Pello, who is operating at full-back. He got a try against Huddersfield on Friday, also from the full-back position. Bentley with a scampering run from dummy half.
I think the one thing we are aware, if Catalan want to win this match, at some point they're going to have to take some risks, Eddie. You can't just grind out to win against the Leeds Rhinos. I'm not suggesting in the first 2 minutes they do that, but there'll be times in this match when they have to take a risk, play some sort of a gamble, whether to chip over the top or keeping the ball alive, playing that hot tempo without which you can't score against the Rhinos.
This is Casey Maguire. The ball is fumbled by Thomas Bosk. Good pressure from the Leeds Rhinos defence early on here. Knock on.
Just lack of confusion there. You can see they wanted to get the ball away. And in fact, it looked to me as though Titi got a fingertip to that. And it appears that Ben Thaler has given the head and feet, has he? He has. Well, the replay showed quite clearly, as far as I'm concerned, that Lautiti got a fingertip to it.
You know, Phil is exactly right. At some stage, Catalan will have to chance their arm. But what they need to do for the first 10 or 15 minutes, even 20 minutes of this game, is kick deep into the corner and chase hard. There's an argument for Catalan kicking on the 4th tackle and not letting chasers get onto Thomas Bosk. They got to let him get a clean kick away.
Well done.
This is Danny Maguire, and the ball comes infield to Lautiti, who's dumped to the ground. Lautiti, this is his first start of 2010. He's been a substitute in all 10 previously. There he is, the big former New Zealand international. Plays his internationals these days for Samoa. That's a good ball from Danny Maguire to Delaney. And an impressive tackle from behind by Frederick Vackery. Jamie Jones-Buchanan to Maguire. Disappears under the challenge from Guisset and Ferriol, the 2 big men up front. This is the last tackle. And here is Sinfield. Will drift the kick in, looking for Brent Webb.
Good positioning there by the winger Stephen Bell, it had to be. We mentioned the fact that it had changed. What a great run out down the right side. Pello.
Tremendous run from Dimitri Pello. Keith Senior just having a look at the referee, waiting for the signal to move after the tackle is completed. There he is doing it again. We saw this all the time, didn't we, in the Melbourne Storm game in the World Club Challenge. Nice little run here from Dallas Johnson. Ablett with the tackle with Diskin. There's Bentley, who's the dummy half. This now is Maguire. Tried to get the ball away and goes to Thomas Bosk. And Bosk with the kick to the corner looking for Vackery. Vackery gets to it. He's got support there with him, Vackery, but he doesn't doesn't release the pass, and Leeds come back and cover on the last tackle. Tuxagas waits at dummy half. Here is Thomas Bosk. Bosk with a high kick into the sunshine over there. Well claimed by Ryan Hall. Good defence on show from Leeds.
What a wonderful take by the winger. Ryan Hall, fingertip control. Not surprising, the kick into the corner. He had a bit of problems with the sun, perhaps, if he was twisting. That is amazing take.
Well, that attack from the Catalan Dragons will certainly give them some encouragement, and that will as well, because the pass from Diskin judged to have gone forward.
Just slightly. Yep.
Just overran it, Lee Smith.
Nice move, though, to be looking for the winger coming back on the inside. Obviously, the Rhinos coach, Brian McLennan, working very, very hard over the last couple of days, making sure that they can break it down. They've got to pinpoint at Leeds. They've got to go for the two big fellas out wide in the centre, Carlo and Tuxagas.
Stay, guys. Well done.
It's the Catalan Dragons then with possession from the scrum. That's not a very good tackle on Maguire. That's better. But Casey Maguire has the penalty here because Delaney had a second go at him. And the Catalan Dragons have the first penalty of the match. And they're running it. They're not interested in the two. They get another one in quick succession. Leeds this time are offside.
They've got to get another tap. They realise that the Rhinos' defence is all at sea.
Bentley back it comes to the big man, Ferriol. He was the man, of course, who gave Thomas the wonderful welcome to Super League in the colours of the Crusaders at Wrexham, you may remember.
Hold the line, Marcus, well done.
Bentley again gets it away to Ferriol, and Leeds are well aware of the danger that this fellow poses. Huge figure of a man, he really is.
Wait, Marcus,
Kane Bentley once again at dummy half. Pressure on this Leeds Rhinos line. Maguire, good ball to Bosk. They have the man on the overlap wide. That's a very good tackle by Ryan Hall.
Certainly is. Came off the whitewash, made sure ball and all, couldn't get the offload.
Dane Carler it was. This is Jamal Fakir, and that's the last tackle again here.
Well done.
Pressure from the Catalan Dragons. The ball back with Bosk again. He dabs it forward, goes to ground. And the referee says he was taken out unfairly. It's another penalty. It's the third penalty in quick succession the champions have conceded.
Beautiful little chip through. No doubt about it. Luluai just stepped right across him. Well spotted by the official, Ben Thaler, and they're going for broke.
They are with Guise, and I think it's a knock-on. Or has he got the ball down? Well, it's a decision for our video referee tonight, Stuart Cummings, to make early in the piece. Just checking the grounding. Was it a knock-on, or did he manage to get it down perfectly? Jerome Guise.
Just held off him. The arms lunging as he got it down. Oh, it's hard to see. Closer, closer, closer. That'll be given. Fingertip control, I think this will be given.
Kevin Sinfield's arm. If it's not given, is it knocked out by Sinfield?
I think he's got his fingertips on that. I'd be going for the try. Stuart Cummings is the video referee. All the experience in the world. It's a wonderful effort, though, isn't it, by the forward? Guise, I think he gets this down. There.
Oh, you can't see it from there.
You can see the
now. Have a look now.
It's Kevin Sinfield's arm that grounds it.
And there was a bit of pushing and shoving, wasn't there, from the defenders?
Goal line dropout, then, is it? Tell you what, it's a hard way to restart this, I suppose. First, you've got to make a decision.
Well, it's a big call from Stuart Cummings.
But here comes the decision from the video referee. Everyone looking at the big screen. It is given the try. Steve-O got it spot on. Absolutely spot on. Jerome Guise. He started, as I said, the first time since February the 14th at Huddersfield on Friday. That's his first try of the campaign. And it's his 11th Super League season. 124th appearance here for the Catalan Dragons. What a way to celebrate that milestone. Catalan Dragons lead against the champions.
So many penalties, got them in the position. It all came about by the kick. It was taken out, Thomas Bosk. Quick tap, and they were very slow. Guise, look, they should have got to him earlier. It's given. Stuart Cummins says it's okay. Well, if ever they need a kick up the backside, the Rhinos, they've just received it.
Guisset's try. French international 29 times. Thomas Bosque to try and add the extras. And from that range, that kick is academic. Catalan Dragons 6, Leeds Rhinos 0.
Well, I said that the Dragons had to take some risks if they want to win this game. They're also going to need an element of luck. I think we've just seen that with the first try. But I think what they had to do as well was convert 3 penalties on their opponent's line. They needed, I think, for their own self-confidence. Palliasina did it for Wigan on Friday. Guisset's just done likewise here for the French team.
Well, there was no sign of benefit of the doubt on the decision from Stuart Cummings, so he was absolutely convinced that that was a fair try. Here is Dimitri Pello. Leeds, of course, 20 all against the Bulls on Thursday night. They were 16-0 down and then 20 points to 6 in the second half. Then a great fight back to earn the point.
It was a slow start, you're right there, at Headingley on Thursday, Eddie, and Brian McLennan will be furious at the fact that they allowed Guisset to get up ahead of steam before they realised and got their defensive line sorted out.
The Rhinos have dropped 11 points already this year. They dropped only 12 in 2009 when they topped the table and claimed that 3rd title in a row.
Kicking early on the 3rd. Not a bad tactic. Good chase as well.
Don't know whether Ryan Hall was expecting that. The pass from Brent Webb.
That's amazing. Jerome Guisset, you know, I came down on the same plane as the Catalan side, and Jerome Guisset, he couldn't turn his head. His neck was so sore, I thought he'd miss this game. Shows you how tough that guy is.
This is Keith Senior. 10 minutes gone. The Catalan Dragons ahead here by 6 points to 0. We all remember, of course, that 6 wins from the last 9 of 2009, including the playoffs, got them to within just 80 minutes of Old Trafford, and then they lost to the Rhinos in the game, of course, that the Rhinos picked. It was the match that the Rhinos selected under the new rule that came in last year. Oh, it's a horrible bounce, and he has swooped on it as Lauatiti. Here goes Luluwai. Here is Lauatiti. And Leeds are over under the posts, and the try is given without reference upstairs to the video referee. What a horrible bounce that was for the Catalan Dragons defender. But the most important thing you have to say is, under no circumstances allow a rugby ball to bounce, because that was what happened to them. The ball bounced perfectly for Lauatiti. A nice little piece of interchange play from him and Kylie Luluwai, and the big fellow over underneath the post. This, as I said earlier, is first start of the campaign, but his 5th try in all.
Got plenty of height, did Maguire. And as Eddie has mentioned, you do not let it bounce like that. It was a poor position. Nobody called. Pello should have gone for it. Good work, though, the combination between the Leeds players. Luluwai back on the inside. That is neat. Well, it didn't take them long to get back into it. Can he add?
Yes, he can from bang in front. Kevin Sinfield doesn't miss those. 6 all. Bright start from the Catalan Dragons, and Leeds with an immediate response.
Brian, do you think when a kick means that the winger or fullback has to run 20 metres plus, they become disinterested and think somebody else is going to get it?
Well, you always want to split the fullback and the winger, don't you? Danny Maguire, with not so much pressure on him, has managed to do that. That's going to cause the most amount of confusion. Good to see Kylie Luluwai's reaction there. The big prop, he's done a bit of work. Kick goes up and he's chasing to set up the try for Lauatiti.
This is Ryan Bailey now, who will drive it forward once again for the Leeds Rhinos. He's played prop in the last 2 matches as well. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan now, man who needs a couple of tries for 50 in club football. And Kylie Luluwai. He missed the Wigan game. There's Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Luluwai plays the ball to Diskin, and Maguire through the hole. Just an ankle tap then by Ferriol. It was absolutely crucial.
Certainly was. Ablett was just on the outside of him. He would have raced away for a try.
This is Brett Delaney. And Delaney is being taken towards this outside. It's a penalty.
It's going to be a penalty. He's shouted held.
He's shouted held twice.
Well, I know it's a pretty big crowd here, but they should have been able to hear the official. That's the ankle tap. You can see Ablett was there. That would have been a 4-pointer, no doubt.
Keep going. Jerome.
Leeds with another set of 6 here coming at this Catalan Dragons defence as Bailey drives it in again, right up the middle for the Rhinos. He's halted by Guisset and also by Kane Bentley. Diskin gives it to the runner, who is Luluai once more.
Hold it. Quicker, come on.
Diskin again. Back it comes to Sinfield. Here is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Oh, the defence was split. Thomas Bosk couldn't get to him, neither could Julian Tuxagas. And Jamie Jones-Buchanan gets over for the second Leeds Rhinos try. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, the gun, goes to 49 tries in club football. He got a try in a 42-14 home win against the Dragons last year. So the champions are ahead here in the south of France.
And this is the penalty they gave away. They did not hear the official Ben Thaler. And from this position, it is very simple indeed. That was so easy. The defence was not up to scratch. And this is one of the major reasons why Brian McLennan, the Rhinos coach, has brought Kevin Sinfield into that standoff position. It makes him work harder. He was the first receiver, and the delayed run by this fella was superb.
So, Sinfield, he adds the extras. 12-6 to the champions. And some faulty defence by the Dragons.
Well, it was a wonderful penalty set. What they did is take 2 drives into the middle, gather up as many Catalan defenders around the post as you can, and then have options both sides. Stretch the Catalan defence a little and put a play on either side. You're going to ask questions of the defence.
So Bosk with the kickoff, shallow, picked up by Delaney.
Well, it's amazing how a game can just turn around in the space of a few moments. Just lack of concentration that allowed Lautiti to score the first try for the Rhinos, and then, of course, poor defence.
Here's Bailey again. Oh, an awful tackling again up the middle by the Dragons. This is Diskin. Short ball to Luluai.
He's going to have a field day, is Matt Diskin, today. Realising no Badeiras, so therefore he's looking to perhaps go the full 80.
That's Ablett, and he is halted by a 3-man defensive tackle.
Dave, come on.
Diskin again. Finds Sinfield. He will drill it along the ground. The bounce kind in the end for Stephen Bell, but look at the chase from Leeds. Although they won't be too happy with that tackling.
Move, Danny! Wait. Go, well done.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan, big hit then.
Certainly was. That lifts your side.
Well done.
Catalans, of course, they really have now to try to furrow down the middle, make sure that their kicking game is solid. They would have been cock-a-hoop with the fact that Jérôme Guisset got them off to a flyer. But then lack of concentration, as I say, they've allowed the Rhinos back into the game. It'll be disappointing their coach, Kevin Walters.
Here's Jamal Fakir. That's the last tackle. Leeds have restricted the Catalan Dragons to 40 metres territory forward. The kick under pressure will again stand, and Lee Smith picks it up. He steps away from Bakary, gets away also from Johnson, gets a good pass inside to Brent Webb. That could have been a flop, and indeed was a flop.
And Eddie, go back to Kylie Luluai's effort on the charge down to put pressure on the kicker. This is the result from that.
But that is very, very poor play by Fakir. All the hard work had been done. Then Carlo went down on the full back, and then it just gives away 30 metres. We're pulling his hair out, will Kevin Walters.
Be careful when the foot on, be careful.
So Leeds Rhinos will start this set of 6 from midway inside their opponent's half, and it's Luluai once again. And certainly the big fellows fancy taking on Catalan down the middle.
Go.
Diskin. Here's Ablett.
Surrender.
Carl Ablett.
Stand up.
He had an ankle injury he picked up in the knock against Castleford in February. Here now is Lautiti. This is Senior, and Keith Senior has too much strength for them. Another try from Senior, another try from Leeds. They went behind early, but they have responded like champions. Got a bang on the back of the noggin by the looks of things for his pains, Keith Senior. He got a try when Leeds lost to London Broncos here in 2005. It was a match that was taken on the road before the Catalan Dragons joined the Super League party.
Super run by the hooker, Matt Diskin. I said he was going to be enjoying it this afternoon, or late evening, should I say. Back on the inside. This Catalans defence is just falling apart. They're just not getting themselves there in numbers. Just sucked away. You can see there that Stephen Bell had come about 15 metres back on the inside. There was no way they're going to stop the big fella, Keith Senior. Been around a while, all the experience in the world. He knew he had the power to get over. Big problems for Kevin Walters. How on earth is he going to shore up this defence? Which, since they took the lead, well, they've lost the plot slightly.
Well, Keith Senior got a try in the 58 points to 10 win against the Dragons on this ground in 2006. As I say, they also played here in 2005 against the Broncos. That game on the road. And the Dragons came into Super League, though. They played here one game in 2006. And they won easy on that occasion. And they're leading here by 16 points to 6. Sinfield has missed the conversion.
Well, pretty simple. You need your markers up at defence. If the man behind them play the ball, in this case Matt Diskin, sees one man still on the floor, he's going to run, and all of the defensive line then has to alter accordingly. You're bound to find a shortage, and with the skill that Leeds have and their experience, they'll exploit that fully.
You know what, Phil, you're exactly right. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see Catalan test the referee in slowing the tackle down, because it's what they're going to have to do. Try and give away, if you have to give away a penalty, do it down this end of the field, but see how long they can slow the players down.
Wait! Go, well done.
Just 2 wins so far for the Catalan Dragons, without 11 first-teamers for their Good Friday defeat 48-6 at Huddersfield. And there was a couple of debutants as well. Here goes Senior again, the support either side. It's with Maguire. It is a procession to the line for the Leeds Rhinos. The Catalan Dragons have got no answer to this at the moment. They've scored now 4 tries in 8 minutes. Danny Maguire with the try, and that is his 170th for the Leeds Rhinos. Bang on course, this young man, to become only the 5th player to get 200 tries or more for Leeds in the entire history of the club. And he could go a long way towards nudging that 200 mark here tonight. 170 now, Danny Maguire, and Leeds have turned a 6-0 deficit into a massive lead here.
Beautiful quick hands. The offload from Titi to the fullback Webb was superb, and as Eddie has mentioned, how many times have we seen this guy go right down the middle, knowing that the ball will come back, and that's exactly what he does. Superb offload, Titi. He knows exactly where he's going to be, and so did Keith Senior and Maguire. He's turned it on its head this game.
There is Danny Maguire, 27 years old, 12 times a Great Britain international, 7 times an English international, 6 tries for Super League, 15 now. And Kevin Sinfield, slightly easier conversion attempt, and he obliges with the extra 2 points, 22 points to 6 from 6-0 down, Maguire.
You know, you often see scoring surges. We saw it when Wigan played at Bradford, Eddie. One team get 20 points, then another get 20. It does happen in this game. Catalans somehow need a shift in the momentum again, and I'd almost be tempted here for a short kick-off, Brian, because they need the hands back on the ball.
They need the ball back, but I'll tell you what you won't see. You won't see this Leeds team take their foot off the accelerator. They need to get their season back on track and lay down a marker in Super League.
Well, there have been some massive wins already in the Easter programme, and as you say, the Leeds Rhinos will want to put a marker down for the rest of the season. And as far as Danny Maguire is concerned, he's been a major threat to the Catalan Dragons in the previous 4 years they've been in existence. He's now scored 12 tries in 11 meetings with them. He loves playing against the Catalan Dragons, either home or away.
But the confidence is now running through the veins of this Rhinos outfit, and they're running right from the dummy half. They've got no answer to it. Out wide again. It's the risk you take when you get 2 forwards out in the centres.
Here's Sinfield again, pops it up to Ryan Bailey, bounces off would-be tacklers. They can't put them down, they can now. That was the last. And it's with Sinfield once more. They're running it on the last. They are running it wide with Delaney forward. I think the referee came to the Catalan Dragons' rescue then.
Yeah, I thought the Maguire pass just a touch floating forward.
Nobody mentioned the word momentum, please.
Maguire spinning the ball, and I think you'd have to agree that the pass to Brett Delaney, though it just emphasises the problems that Kevin Walters has, is that inexperience with forwards out there in that centre position, and that's why Leeds are quite happy to get it out wide as quickly as possible.
On paper, a fairly dangerous fixture for Leeds. All right, they've won all 5 home meetings against the Catalan Dragons, but they've lost 2 of 4 here in Perpignan. Plus, they, as I say, they played against the London Broncos on this ground, and they lost in a game that was taken on the road pre the Catalans' appearance in the Super League. So not the happiest of hunting grounds, Perpignan, prior to the last 24 minutes. They lead 22 points to 6 here, scoring at almost a point a minute now.
Back to 6.
That's knocked forward by Maguire.
No
The referee
advantage.
will put the scrum down.
Well, they knew exactly what was happening. Just got the fingertips to it in the end. It's been a great servant, though, to the Rhinos. And I did mention that the Guisset try that really may have just given them a good kick up the backside, and they have responded well. It must be very pleasing for Brian McLennan. But I've been impressed with the way that Leeds have been just completely pushed around in and around the play the ball area by Matt Diskin. 2 quick short passes to getting over the advantage line. Quick play the ball out wide. There are the gaps.
Let's get some injury news, Bill.
Yeah, problems for the Rhinos because Carly Luluwai has had to leave the field, and it looks like a rib problem he's being treated for at the moment. And just ominously for the Dragons, who seem to be wilting already and looking a bit dispirited down here, Rob Burrows seems to be warming up, ready to inject his pace into the game.
Well, that was all right. That was the 3rd feed at the scrum that was okay. Got the green light from Ben Thaler, and so Leeds having this set of 6 to defend. This is Gregory Muniz.
Move! Hey guys, wait.
And once again it's Kane Bentley in at dummy half. Leeds muscling up in defence.
Don't hold on to Martin.
And once again it's Muniz taking the battle forward to the Leeds Rhinos. Thomas Boskin at dummy half here.
Good.
And this is Andrew Bentley. He's the brother of Kane Bentley, the elder brother of Kane Bentley.
Go 5.
Maguire with a kick to the corner, into the sunshine again. Well claimed by Ryan Hall, but he was jumping from in the field of play into the in-goal area. It's a goal line dropout. He's been tested twice by those high balls. He's come up with the goods on both occasions.
Yeah, not a bad option either. Just put it through. He was under a lot of pressure from Stephen Bell, but that's the 2nd occasion he's diffused it.
You say he's been tested. Stephen Bell hasn't contested, though, either of those 2 kicks. The first one, he waited around the back and hoping that Ryan Hall would miss it. That time, maybe he was a little late in getting there, and he elected to tackle him and push him into the in-goal area. But you'd expect somebody like Stephen Bell to get up high in the air with his hands above his head, hoping to catch the thing and ground it.
Jamal Fakir running it back for the Catalan Dragons here. Great start for them. They led 6-0, but it's 22-6 now, as you see at the top of your screen. That's a drive in from Sebastian Martin.
Hold it. Go.
Bentley once again, the dummy half. And it's to the other Bentley, and he loses it, Andrew Bentley.
That's 0.
He was just stepping back on the inside there, and it's completely off balance. No chance of taking it on. But I've been impressed with the way that Leeds have really got themselves sorted out. Defensive patterns, no one is coming out of the line. They're going in as a unit, moving up quickly.
Ryan Hall.
Surrender.
7 tries against the Catalan Dragons last year alone for Ryan Hall as he plays it there to Brent Webb. Here is Senior again.
3. Movement. Wait, well done.
Sinfield ball infield, and this is Luke Ambler. Gets the ball away. It's Brent Webb, and it goes wide to Ryan Hall. He bounces off Bell. Pello is there to halt the progress.
Sure, there was a forward pass from Senior to Webb, Eddie.
Maguire. Infield it comes to Sinfield. The kick from Sinfield. Looking for Lee Smith wide, and he goes out and sails on the full. That will be taken back to where the kick was taken.
well, struggling to get back in their defensive line, and they don't look all that eager. The French outfit. There's a pass that Phil referred to.
Should have been a penalty, shouldn't it? In theory, but anyway, they've it's not been spotted. Catalan need everything for them at the moment. They're still within a chance of this game, but if Leeds score again, it's all over.
What they have had, Phil, a couple of times they've had a look at this right-hand edge of Leeds. Catalan have stacked up numbers on their left. They just haven't found the right pass on this right-to-left shift when they get near the line, but they have had numbers at times.
Don't forget Boots and All the Tries, which is a special Easter edition.
No, it's okay.
It's coming tomorrow evening on Sky Sports 3, repeated as you see on Wednesday Sky Sports 1. Every try scored from this Easter holiday campaign. Angela Powers and Terry O'Connor will guide you through every single try scored in the Super League over this Easter holiday.
Hold it. Marcus good.
That's Tony Gigot, who was the dummy half, this exciting teenager who was featured in the last 3. The man who had a spell with Harlequins but never made the first team last year with them. There's Thomas Bosk. That's a poor kick of a man of Bosk's quality. Straight to Brent Webb. It's just not going right for the Catalan Dragons at the moment, is it?
No, they're really a little bit down. The heads have gone down slightly, and as I say, that kick there from Thomas Bosk would not help matters. Right down the throat of Brent Webb. Whereas Leeds, they really are gaining more and more confident, putting out some nice shifty move back on the inside.
Luke Burgess, Maguire, short ball to Jamie Jones Buchanan.
4, move. Hold. Gregory, come on.
Diskin, they come down the short side again with Maguire. Here is Delaney.
5.
Delaney couldn't get away from the tacklers who were coming in there. Vackery completing the tackle. Maguire, well, he was tackled without the ball then by Vackery, and the referee spotted it.
Not the best option when it was on the last. Leeds, as I say, full of confidence. You start trying things like that, you know you're up against it. And with the scoreline at 22-6, that's even more pressure.
Well, that's a penalty you don't want to give away. 5th tackle when you're under the pump. Oh, look, a silly penalty from Vackery. He's had a couple of good runs in attack, but that's a poor decision in defence, and he's put his team under an awful lot of pressure now.
He has, because here come the Rhinos again, starting this set of 6 from 10 metres out, and Burgess driving it up the middle again.
Hold it.
Senior screaming for it out on the left.
They're going up the middle though with Ambler.
2, move. Hands out.
Diskin once again. Look how close Leeds are. This is Maguire. Back it comes to Burrow, who's on off the bench.
Surrender.
Takes the tackle though from Muniz.
Go.
Here's Diskin. Sinfield. Ball was put down. Knock on. A shame for young Luke Ambler. I think he thought the try line was begging for him here.
I think maybe he thought he was going to be a dummy runner, and it was going to be left up to Luke Burgess to come in on the angle. Either way, just couldn't get it in. Now, it has been very, very warm down here today. There is a bit of a breeze, but boy, both sides look as though they are really struggling.
Well, second game over the Easter holiday programme, of course, for them, for all of the gladiators in the Super League today. And some one-sided scorelines. Not at Odsal, though, where the Bradford Bulls just got home against Crusaders. That was a close-run thing. And Brian, what a great win for Warrington today at Hull. That was a sensational victory. That almost confirms them as a real chance this year.
Well, a difficult place to go, Hull, and Hull had a great win, of course, on Good Friday against their neighbours. So, yeah, it's a good win, but I think the standout winner this weekend has been Salford's result against Huddersfield. That's been pretty phenomenal.
Has indeed. This is a knock-on by the Catalan Dragons. Couldn't take it in, Casey Maguire.
Now, Delaney had him all lined up. He's the key factor for the French outfit this evening. If he can get things swinging about, he's been first receiver for the majority of the time that they've had possession.
Well, he's playing stand-off tonight, Steve-O, isn't he? And a lot of responsibility on his shoulders as well, as you say. The last 2 at hooker. I mean, this is the problem with the Catalan Dragons. They just haven't had a settled side this year at all.
Too true.
Delaney gets the ball away brilliantly to Brent Webb. Here is Senior, who'll run powerfully. And he gets it away, and that went backwards off Lauatiti.
Move!
Brent Webb.
Come on, get it, Brent.
will play it here to Ryan Hall. He'll find Sinfield. Sinfield ball in field again. The Catalan Dragons defence are really under the cosh here, and it's Rob Burrow. Burrow, back it comes to Maguire, dubs it through. Delaney, it's a walking try for Brett Delaney. Well, they're coming out with all the tricks in the book now, the champions. They are being allowed to, I must say. Catalan Dragons tonight just do not look up to this task that faces them. The champions desperate to get their season back on track, and by the looks of things, 26-6 up in the first half. I think they're going to.
Ball came about by the drop ball. Maguire could not keep it in. Beautiful kick this. Oh, superb. That is unbelievable. They realise they've got them for pace. They realise that the positional sense is not brilliant. And Delaney, he'll be delighted with that.
It was almost a carbon copy of the try that he created for Lee Smith on Thursday night, wasn't it? Danny Maguire has the ability and the vision, I think, when he sees the space on that right-hand side. He loves drifting over this side. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't do it with his footwork, he can no short sides, he'll beat them through the kick.
And that's right, he's got a pass. He couldn't find a pass there because the winger had flown in, but he's such a natural footballer, he can drop it onto his foot straight away and put an inch-perfect kick in for the try.
So Sinfield now to try and add the extras. And he's pushed at the right-hand side of the posts. 26-6 though. Leeds Rhinos ahead. It's all a little bit too easy, I'm afraid, at the moment for Leeds.
It certainly is, and against the big fellas like Brett Delaney, and also the fact that Sinfield taking that standoff position was a smart move by Brian McLennan. I sort of doubted against him. I thought, well, maybe will it work? Well, it certainly has for the first 20 minutes. And of course now he's thrown Rob Barrow into the fray. And they're going to have to really work hard, especially out wide, to get that defensive line solid.
This is Ambler again for Leeds.
Wait.
You play it to Diskin. Oh, and Diskin goes without it.
I just want to praise him because it's been his distribution that has enabled Leeds to get over the advantage line, but he was going from A to B before he got the possession. He knew where he wanted to go. He'll be disappointed with that.
He will. Matt Diskin, almost 250 appearances for Leeds now, and well, he's kept his place in the side this year despite the presence, and indeed most of last year, despite the presence of the great Danny Badiris at Headingley. This is Andrew Bentley trying to get the arms free. Now Gigot from dummy half finds Thomas Bosk. Back it goes to Maguire. Maguire short ball to Fakir.
Great tackle by Rob Barrow. Right round the ankles. No fuss.
Good drive there from Sebastian Martin. 4 tackles gone. Catalan Dragons threatening the Leeds Rhinos line here. Good ball, and Johnson's over. The referee hasn't given it though. He's handing it upstairs to Stuart Cummings.
Just check that, Stuart.
Wants to check the grounding.
I think he gets it down. He's got control over that. Looked as though it bounced slightly, but no, that's a try. That'll be easy for Stuart Cummings to put up on the screen. TRY just wants to make sure that's okay.
Dallas Johnson has not yet scored for the Catalan Dragons. He's dropped it.
There'll be question marks in our game if that's given as a try.
I reckon it will be given.
I'm not saying that I'm not going against you after the first one, but this, me looking at this, I think he's dropped this ball.
Well, the referee's gut instinct told you, didn't it? There was a doubt.
And let's see. Well, the try is given. Draws applause from the crowd. The first try for Dallas Johnson for the Catalan Dragons. And the key man for Melbourne under Craig Bellamy. 4 grand finals. And also a World Club challenge. Johnson gets his first try in the Super League.
Came on the bump, didn't he? No one went low. They both went high. They were both off balance as well. Ambler couldn't do anything about it. There's an old saying, they can't run without the legs. And nobody decided to go low. Good try.
Well, maybe Steve-O's got a future as a video referee, because he's picked out 2 there that the Catalan Dragons have scored against you two.
He's got a future as a commentator.
It's Thomas Bosk. Doesn't miss those. Reduces the deficit. 26 points to 12. Well, it's not as bad as it might have been for the Catalan Dragons, because for a long period of this first half, they had no answer to the Leeds power.
You just wonder whether they're thinking that, stood waiting to take the kick, restart here now. I don't sense from them there's a belief that they can come back and win this game, or even be more competitive than what they are. Perhaps it is the fact it's the second game, but maybe they look flat and there's a lack of enthusiasm with players wanting to be around the ball.
Well, there's one who wants to be around the ball, and Leeds standing up to the challenge down that right-hand side. Well, there's an opportunity here now for the Catalan Dragons with 2 minutes to half-time.
It certainly lifted the spirits, and they had to score, and they knew that. Their coach, Kevin Walters, it would have been a very difficult job to try to lift their spirits in the dressing room at half-time.
Phil, do you think it's here's another penalty for the Dragons? Do you think it's a matter of concern to Brian McLennan, the fact that they've been threatening the line twice and they've scored on each occasion, and that's all, really?
No, I think they're doing quite well. The 14 points in front, to be very happy with that. They've shown some good touches in attack, and there's been an element of doubt over both. And while every your players are bending the backs and tackling like that, as they've just done on Fakir, you know they're still interested.
This is Andrew Bentley again. That's the second tackle. They should get right through this set of 6, the Catalan Dragons, providing they don't put the ball to ground. And here comes Maguire. That's a nice, neat pass to Tuxagas. It's his first appearance, by the way, of 2010, Julian Tuxagas. The 60th appearance of his career.
Well, Dallas Johnson, I think he was just trying to offload there, but he lost control, so it'll be head and feet to the Rhinos.
It's his first appearance here in Perpignan for Tuxagas, by the way. He did actually play centre against Huddersfield on Friday as well. Was that ball knocked out?
There might have been a little finger from Burgess. There he goes, his left hand. And I think
it's very difficult for the referees, though, isn't it? I mean, we have enough trouble seeing it on slow motion, and they have to make an instant decision.
Move! Go, Green Dimitro. Well done, hold it. Hold. Go, good.
Sinfield short pass. Good leg drive. It was from Ian Kirk, I think. Here is Ambler again. No, it was Luke Burgess who had the good leg drive in there to create this opportunity. Matt Diskin, the dummy half for Leeds, gets it wide to Burrow. Burrow then, there is Kirk. He's looking to offload as well. Can't do so.
This will be the last play. Will they go for it? They're going to the short blind.
Kept alive. It's kept alive. It's gone to ground now. Ryan Hall just grimaces, wanting to get the pass away to Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Couldn't do so. Well, 6-0, the Catalan Dragons led. Jerome Guisset's try, converted by Thomas Bosk. And that seemed to be the spark that Leeds needed. They ran in tries from Lautiti, Jones-Buchanan, Sini Maguire and Delaney. They led 26-6 after 34 minutes. Dallas Johnson's first try for the Catalan Dragons just before half-time gives us a respectable scoreline here in the south of France. Catalan Dragons 12, Leeds Rhinos 26. This is the Engage Super League. It's round 10, the final match of round 10, and the Leeds Rhinos ahead at half-time by 26 points to 12. The Catalan Dragons to get the second half underway. Incidentally, hearing news from across the channel, and disturbing news for Wigan fans as well. The word is, then we have heard it here, and I'm sure it's probably making headlines back home, that Amos Roberts, in that good victory for Wigan against Wakefield today, has gone to hospital with a suspected broken leg. And you just wonder what sort of repercussion that will have as far as the Wigan Warriors are concerned. Those reports coming to Bill on the sideline. He's passed it up to us. And if it is the case, that will be a bitter blow to Wigan, and particularly to Amos Roberts, who was having a fantastic season, Steve, wasn't he?
Yeah, it is a shame, and it's something that we all have to live with, the fact that it is a very, very rough, tough sport.
There's every chance, though, I mean, if it is a broken leg, Eddie, as simple as that he will be back before the end of the season.
Oh, absolutely. And picking up where he left off, hopefully. Be a couple of months, though, you would think, wouldn't it? 4, 6, 8 weeks, something like that?
And possibly a little longer, yes.
And his confidence would be dented. Talking of confidence, Kevin Sinfield and the Leeds Rhinos' confidence not dented. That's a good kick to the corner from the Leeds skipper. Head and feed, though, at the scrum here to the Catalan Dragons.
Wait! Well done, Ian.
And that was Vakary who got up and played the ball. Leeds trying to pen the Catalan Dragons back in their own half of the field. Good little break coming in here from Gigot. Nearly lost the ball then, carrying it one-handed, a little bit risky. That's Dallas Johnson.
That's good work by the forwards as well. They really have combined. Quick play the ball, though. Ben Thaler, the official, that's a little bit of latitude, and then that's another poor kick again.
Not Thomas Bosk's specials, those, are they? Very poor. He's been out for a long time this year, probably still getting back to the swing of things, but the kicking from him in the first half, in general play, I mean, he's been good with the conversions, obviously, but in general play, just a little bit lacking.
Yeah, maybe you could be looking at the point that they're not playing at their regular stadium. He would know every blade of grass at the one down the road, but I must say he needs to up the tempo. Kevin Walters will realise they've got to try to push this Rhino outfit back into their own quarter.
The offload is very, very risky, and the tackle count is wiped clean, though, by the referee, much to the disappointment of the home supporters here, as Senior feeds Ryan Hall, tries to go down the line, halted by the tackle from Cyril Stakul. This is Burgess, spins away from a couple, tramples all over another, and gets out of the clutches of Tony Gigot.
Boy, what strength he showed there.
Diskin finds Sinfield, ball to ground. Jamie Jones-Buchanan seizes on the mistake, pushes Matt Diskin out of the way, gives it then to Maguire. Maguire cuts infield, dancing feet from Maguire, goes back the other way, gives the ball to Jamie Jones again. Delaney hangs on somehow, takes the tackle, but Leeds not making much progress forward despite all of that fancy stepping and handling ability that was on show. This is the last tackle coming up here, and Diskin gives it to Rob Burrow, who in turn gives it to Brent Webb. He'll stab it in, and a chance here for Ian Kirk. Grounded in goal, I think.
To try it, Mike.
No, it's not a try this time, I can assure you. I think you'll find that Pello gets there first. Is it Pello? Yeah, I think it is, that he just gets to it. That's a knock-on anyway, so the two knock-ons. Perhaps that's the first one, that's definitely the second, so this will be no try. I'm pretty confident about that. I seem to be in sync with Mr. Stuart Cummings tonight. What say he?
But no try. And it's a tap on the 20-metre line because of the knock-on in the in-goal area by Ian Kirk. Bentley will drive it forward. That's around the throat by Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Looking to get away with that.
They're showing some good spirit, the Catalan Dragons, Eddie. They had a tough first half period. They then had just a tough call a minute ago when the referee wiped it back to 6. But they managed to hang on for another 6 tackles. And they're carrying the ball with a lot more endeavour.
They are. This is Gregory Muniz.
Okay.
Quick play the ball as well.
Good play as well, a little bit more shape now to the Catalan side.
Wait, lads, well done.
That was Tuxagas who carried the ball forward. Oh, and they go without it.
First one.
Well, let's go down to Bill. News from the Catalan Dragons. Bill?
It doesn't get any better for Kevin Walters, because it looks like Jamil Fakir has picked up a hamstring injury. He's just limped out of the Dragons dressing room with a great block of ice virtually strapped to the back of his thigh, and made his way very slowly towards the Dragons bench. So if that is another serious injury, then it's another really big blow for the Dragons, because it's another one of their big go-forward players who's had to go off the field.
Yes, he's quite a physical specimen, Jamal Fakir. Meanwhile, Gregory Muniz interfering as Keith Senior tried to get to his feet to play the ball. Penalty is awarded to Leeds Rhinos.
No option there, Ben Thaler, but just at a moment where the Catalans looked as though they were going to get themselves sorted out. Notice that Thomas Bosch has started to go in there and take first receiver, but Dane Carlo, the big forward that's played out in the centres, he overran it. No cohesion at the moment.
Catalan Dragons celebrated their first win of 2010 9 days ago, 16-10 against Hull Kingston Rovers here in the south of France. This is Jamie Jones again, gets it away, and well, Maguire seemed to pick the pocket then of Rob Burrow. Had to take the tackle as well. Jones Buchanan down the short side. Finds Delaney. He has the strength to shrug Tuxegas off him. Well, that should be a penalty to Leeds, really, in the strictest sense. But here they come with Maguire. An Ambler up the middle. Clattered to the ground.
Good tackle by Maguire. It had to be as well.
Diskin on the last. Burrow gives it to Webb. Oh, and he went for the interception then, did Cyril Stakul. Nearly came up with it as well. Shot a hand out.
Had to take the gamble. You could see that they had the overlap. Ryan Hall would have sailed into the corner. No doubt about it. But this will be even more pressure. Just couldn't get it at his second goal.
Big challenge for them now, Steve-O.
Wait, here we go. Staircase.
Well, it is. This scrum forms 10 metres away. Sinfield has it. Oh, straight into the face of Senior, and the chance has gone begging. They will be relieved at that.
I think one of the things we've seen in this game, and it might be as a result of the fatigue of playing 2 matches, is the passing accuracy from a lot of players below the standard we're used to. Look, Kevin Sinfield bullets that towards his head. It's 6 to 12 inches higher than where he wants it, and we've seen a few of those from both sides today. Passing accuracy down from both teams.
And timing of the run as well. I think Keith Senior needed to step off the gas a little there. Let Kevin Sinfield get out with the ball.
Well, Leeds trying to keep Stephen Bell trapped inside his own area. Look at that, 20 offloads from Leeds, and there hasn't been one offload from the Catalan Dragons as yet.
And there's a story in that, Eddie. Catalan Dragons need to keep it tight, pump down the middle, keep a basic game. Leeds are willing to move this Catalan pack around. Big Catalan pack, you get some offloads, they tire quicker.
David Ferriol down on the challenge number 3, this set of 6. Drive forward here by Sebastien Martin. Ends with tackle number 4, still inside his own half of the field. Diskin disentangles himself from the grounded player. Kick over the top, Poor again into the arms of Brent Webb. It's a very lush surface, this. And the players struggling at times to keep their feet on it, particularly now as the sun sets and the dew comes in.
Hold it, Dave. Hold it, Dave. Hold it.
Rob Burrow clapping his hands, wanting Leeds to get on with it.
3.
Well, it was a dream return, wasn't it, for Lee Smith on Thursday with his 2 tries against the Bradford Bulls. Got Leeds back into the match and got them a point. Been fairly quiet here tonight, looking for work now, though, but they come the other way and find Burrow. He pops it up to Ambler. And the man who was supporting him on his right shoulder then was Lee Smith. Diskin, Sinfield, Maguire stabs it through. Jones Buchanan's after it, and well, Vakary just waited and almost delayed fatally then.
That was a great kick there from Danny Maguire, just taking control, mount the pressure into the space.
One good sign for the Catalan Dragons. Chris Walker completes his 2-match ban today. He's already run in 6 tries this season, and they've struggled really to score tries throughout 2010, so their leading scorer will be back for next weekend after a 2-match ban. Let's get a little bit of Leeds news here from Bill.
Well, good news for the Rhinos, because Carly Luluai got a bang in the side earlier in the first half and came off for the Rhinos, is back out on the sidelines, just taking his warm-up top off. In actual fact, it looks as though he'll be able to come back. Long faces on the Catalan Dragons bench, because they do believe that Jamil Fakir has torn a hamstring.
Doesn't help. Here comes Luluai, though, for Leeds. That's been the story of the Catalan Dragon season so far. One or two come back, and then one or two more disappear because of injury. And when you think the likes of Bird and Croker, Riles and Mogg have all gone from the class of 2009, they've left a massive hole that it's been very difficult for Kevin Walters to cover.
Much better defence, though, by the Catalans outfit in and around the play the ball area. They were being cut to ribbons, and they've done it again, hasn't he? Diskin is having a field day.
Gets the ball away to Kirk, who finds Senior. Down he goes on the last tackle. Burrow this time, dummy half. Gives it to Sinfield. Infield to Maguire. Short ball then to Jamie Jones. Oh, how about this? That's forward. Oh, well, the crowd thought so as well. Kick to space, looking for the runners. That's the turnover.
Yeah, that was a knock-on. As soon as it hit the Catalan player, it would be deemed as a knock-on. And with you, that looked slightly forward, gentlemen.
Well, a great decision by Lee Smith. It's always a place you should have players chasing, is back towards the post. You're caught there on the last tackle as a winger. The best option you can always do is kick back in towards the post, and hopefully you'll have somebody like your hooker chasing in.
Penalty to the Catalan Dragons, a relieving penalty here, because they did not move away quick enough as far as Ben Thaler's concerned.
It's interesting, Eddie, isn't it? After a free-scoring first half, we've gone, what, almost 12 minutes now in the second half without a point being scored. And I think that's a reflection of how Catalans have toughened up a little bit since the break.
Yes, and the last of Leeds' 5 tries, coming in the 34th minute. Catalan Dragons, the last to score just before half-time, giving us the 26-12 scoreline we've got at the moment. Thomas Bosk. And Maguire trying all he knows to try and break this tough Leeds defence down. They're threatening again, though, here.
And it's very difficult. You can see how that Senior just taking them very quickly out wide, forcing the French outfit down the middle.
Great ball from Pello to Ferriol.
Move! David, get off him! Off one.
Ball back on the inside, finds Dallas Johnson. Over the gun to Stephen Bell. That's a great run, and it's got a bit of animation on the terraces from the Catalan supporters. There's Johnson again. Back it comes to Pello. He stabs the ball to Dingo. He was taken out, was he? The locals think so. The touch judge thinks so as well. He's on the field.
Straight well. And Pello took a real knock. I think he was okay, but it just to show that they don't like it here. The home crowd, and it's Luluai, who really does get the full force. Oh, and lifts the elbow as well.
Pretty sure that the rules are, aren't they? A late challenge on the kicker is in a sin bin.
Yes, it is, and Ben Thaler's read the same rule book as you, Phil.
Well picked.
Carly Luluai's in the sin bin for 10.
Great chance, mate. Off you go.
He could have pulled away. Luluai could have pulled away, and he knows it. He can shake his head, has a right grin, especially with his side leading 26 points to 12, but maybe a few words from his coach, Brian McLennan, will take away that smirk.
And this is the little chink of life for Catalan Dragons. 12 men, ball on the line.
And every time they've had the ball close, they have really threatened, and they've come up with 2 tries, and this is Guisset. He's held up, says the referee, and he'll restart the tackle count from the 10-metre line.
I'm surprised more attackers don't join Guisset here and force him over the line.
Beautiful offload there, wasn't it, by Dimitri Pello?
Here's Ferriol. Well, you want a big fella like Ferriol to take on Leeds underneath their own. Oh, hang on. There was a punch thrown then, wasn't there? More good defence on show as Gigot went for it.
Gigo's nearly got it down, or has he got it down? I think he might have got this down.
The referee called 3 there, on the line, just in front of the line. That's Maguire. Here is Bosk. Pello. Short ball. They're in with Tuxagas. They have threatened the line from close range 3 times, and they have come up with a try 3 times. Julian Tuxagas, 60th appearance of his career, the 3-time French international, and he comes up with his first try of 2010, and he breathes yet more life into the Catalan Dragons challenge here.
Well, they went close, didn't they? The Catalans outfit applied the pressure. This is how close they went to it. Ferriol was held, and that looked like a punch. Ferriol just said, what was that? Mosquito? Gigot went close. Then he spins around. I thought he got this down, but the referee had already called held. But he wasn't going to be denied. Tuxagas comes on at real pace. Beautiful pass from Dimitri Pello. Short little one. That's got them all excited here. Great work from the fullback. And what a finish as well, Tuxagas. Get out of the way.
The Dragons needed to take a quick kick though here. They've wasted probably half a minute, possibly a minute. Don't forget their opponents are down to 12 men. They've got the crowd excited, they've got themselves excited, but Boss needed to take this quickly, Eddie.
Well, he did, but I suppose in terms of the contest, he wanted to make sure that he kicks the goal, and he does. It's 18 points to 26 now.
Now let's see where Leeds are mentally. Let's see where they are mentally in this season. There's a massive question mark being asked now by this Catalan Dragons team. You see Kylie Luluai sin bin for that. Massive question mark be put against them, and let's see how the 3 times champions can respond.
And just getting the direction right. It just brushed the upright, didn't it? But Tuxagas with the try, and Bosch with the successful conversion. 18-26.
And Leeds down to 12.
Oh, what a time to come up with a mistake.
Went behind, did he say?
No, Kane Bentley, the referee has blown the whistle. It's a knock-on.
Well, we see it so often, don't we?
There's the man in the sin bin, Kylie Luluai.
He ain't grinning now. It was a shocker.
It looked as though it went backwards, but as we said on, I think during the match, was it on Thursday or at St Helens on Good Friday, any fumble in this game is penalised by a knock-on and is ruled so by the referees.
But why on earth did Cyril Stackle, having gained possession, why do you want to pass it about a couple of metres away from your own line? You know, like, run it, we've got possession. Go to the tackle.
Here's another penalty now, though, against the Catalan Dragons. It's Dallas Johnson, and the bang in front of the sticks, and because they're down to 12 men, they're taking the 2 on offer here, Leeds, just to eat the clock up.
Yeah, good thinking. He's not the skipper for nothing, you know. He reads the game exceptionally well, does Kevin Sinfield.
I'll have to move out of this commentary box shortly. It's like bonfire night here. The journalists all in front smoking cigarettes. They don't mind a cigarette in this country.
We'll get you a mask if you wish. Because it's not, we're not at home where they're all non-smoking stadia these days. Sadly, Brian, you're spot on.
True.
Just cough.
I'll have no choice in a second.
I know that.
I'd like to know, what type of mask are you referring to?
Sinfield makes no mistake. You know, Leeds might have some painful memories of their last visit to Perpignan 10 months ago. They were beaten on that occasion 32-30, the last play of the match. And there's the commentary box, and who's got a cigarette in their
Obviously
mouth?
high up in the sky list here.
Yeah, what are you doing over there? Can someone just draw a veil across Mr. Carney? There's no room for you next to us here. You're all on your Todd.
Somebody's had a few days in France. He's expanded.
Better. Go. Tom. Marker, come on. Move. Wait. Better.
Yes, he likes the old French wine, the lad, don't you?
3. Movement. Well done. Go.
Here's Ryan Bailey.
Oh, that looked a touch high as well.
The legs come up every time Bailey is tackled. He won't be happy with that. That's Burrow with the kick into open space. That's a great kick, this. Oh, just the right side of the post. I thought it was going to stand up in the in-goal area on this very lush surface.
And that just shows you the influence that you have with a man of this ability. He kicked early in the tackle, didn't wait until the last, just turned the right way, or did it? Yep.
Be careful with tackles. All right, get him low. Be careful. I know. No, I've seen it.
Referee's confident.
Coming up to the hour mark, 28-18.
Get in. Out.
I mean, I know, Steve-O, that you won't go to an ATM machine, and you probably won't have any credit cards on you. So who's been looking after you down here? People have been buying you the drink and the food that you've obviously consumed.
Well, if you can explain to me what an ATM is, then I might give you an answer.
It's a hole in the wall. It's a machine that dispenses what you never bother spending. Money.
Wait.
Amazing. Good tackle. Slams him to the ground.
Go.
Pello and Maguire. Bosk. Still down to 12 men, remember, the Leeds Rhinos. Kali in the sin bin on the hour mark. Last tackle here for the Catalan Dragons. Up it goes off the boot of Bosk. Webb so safe as houses and clattered by Maguire.
He's a good fullback. That is a great take.
World class, isn't he? Must have heard him coming at him. Didn't take his eye off the ball for a moment.
Could have smelt his breath with that one. I mean, he really did put his body on the line. Unbelievable.
This is Bailey again.
I've been impressed with the Rhinos, though, the way that they've shared the work in the forwards. Diskin has had an outstanding game in just controlling it. Look how he's getting over the advantage line. They've been looking for the inside pass. They've been quite constructive. Been impressed.
Lee Smith plays the ball to Diskin. Maguire. Another deep kick. Well, Brian, I know what you mean about the cigarettes. I'm getting a whiff of it myself now.
But that kick there, this is a fantastic way to control a game. Take Rob Burrow's kick previous, Danny Maguire's kick this time. This is a real good example on how to control a game. I should say really good. I sound like Terry O'Connor when I say real good.
Move! Come on. Wait. Go.
Pello to his feet. Bentley. Muniz gets the pass away. And Tuxagas, the try scorer in the second half, is tackled. Bosk and Ferriol.
Hold! Forward movement, guys! Hold it. Well done.
Bentley once again. Here's Thomas Bosk. Wide they go. Chancing their arm in the second half. Good stuff. Bentley again. Maguire. Oh, they've got men on the overlap here. Carlo is brought to ground. Last tackle here. Stephen Bell at dummy half. Bosk drifts the kick over the top. Offside. No. Yes, offside.
Just a touch in front of the kicker, but that was pretty good play by the Catalans. That brought the crowd alive. Will we see it early here? Yeah, only just though. He knew that the full-back, Dimitri Pello, was going to go through, and he said, no, I held back. You don't have the whistle. Ben Thaler does.
So penalty, relieving penalty for the Leeds Rhinos that Sinfield will deposit into touch.
They'll be happy with that as well, because they are being put under a lot of pressure now, and they can't feel as though they're safe. Well, the Rhinos
down to 12 men as well. Although Kylie Luluwai preparing to return right now.
Go, well done.
Lee Smith.
Surrender.
Just
Back he comes. Back to 13.
And back to basics. That's what Leeds will be doing now. Make sure they get into a good position so that when they do get the kicking game... Oh, he's off!
Burrows away. Oh, brilliant pass to Senior. Here's Ryan Hall. Pello did his best. That went forward.
No advantage, no try.
No advantage, no try. You're spot on. And it's going to be head and feet at the scrum to the Catalan Dragons. They escape. But what about the pass here?
Unbelievable.
Oh.
You know, he's struggled a bit this year as Rob Barrow. He really hasn't found the sparkle that we've seen over the last couple of seasons, but the mere fact he started on the bench, it's always a reminder. And he really just zipped in through it. Knew he couldn't get it through.
I think Brian McLennan suspected it might be quite a physical battle early on, and he wanted to have Rob Barrow as his secret weapon off the bench when things had settled down, to try and have that sort of pace we've just seen cause the Catalan Dragons some problems.
If you're going to be very critical there, Eddie, you might say Keith Senior could have picked the pass on the inside. Brent Webb charging, and I think the cover defence was always going to pick up the outside runner.
Stackel plays the ball. Here come the Catalan Dragons again. That's a good run once more from Vakary.
Well, Vakary had the chance to offload, but I'm afraid the support was missing. Now then, a big breakaway here. They're holding Guisset down, but Brent Webb has gone deep. Anticipating maybe a kick early. That's good play.
Good hands. It's Tutsigas again. He's got support wide. He gave it to Maguire. It was the only pass that was on for him. He might have taken the tackle, I suppose. But Maguire was standing between him and the winger.
Well, boy, they've laid down the gauntlet now. That is a big message written all over them and saying, hey, come on. A little bit lax in the defence, taking nothing away from the break itself.
Burrow to Jones Buchanan.
Surrender! Stand up! That's four.
Well, Tutsigas may not have the speed, but he certainly has the power and the size.
Here's Luluai again. He's just back on. Tackled by Guisset. Last tackle for Leeds on halfway. Burrow with the kick just drifts it over the top. Stackel is after it. Laid off the foot, so all on. Gets it infield to Pello.
Good job that Sinfield got that, because there was a huge gap.
Well, the Leeds defensive line then was all offside, surely. That's what the crowd believed. They're right on the back of Ben Thaler.
I think they'd give him a weekend for two, wouldn't they, Eddie? They could get a penalty off him right now, probably at the end of this set.
Just inside their own half, into Leeds territory now with that drive forward. 4 tackles gone though. Bentley is weighing up the options as Ferriol plays it to him. There's Bosk. Here's Maguire. Kick over the top to turn Ryan Hall around, looking for the winger Stackel. It's a great bounce. Ryan Hall has it, and Stackel has Ryan Hall.
Best passage of play we've seen for quite some time, and that's good work. Stackel very quick in the first marker position, and they're finding it tough for the Rhinos to get any advantage at all. Great work.
They're starting to lose a little bit of energy as we are now deep into the final quarter of this match. Sinfield, Maguire, that's Ablett. Good tackle by Bosk. Great set this by the Dragons. Kick needs to be good. It's not bad. It is not bad from Maguire, but Pello was there on the bounce, and Pello will run it back. Halted by Ablett. Well, the Catalan Dragons have got their supporters excited. That's a great run from Vakary.
Now they're going to be looking towards Thomas Bosk. Remember, he can come up with something brilliant at times.
Ferriol, that one looked a touch forward maybe to Guisset. Guisset plays it to Bentley. There's Bosk. Here's Ferriol again, looking for support on his shoulder. Not there. They're inching closer though, the Dragons. Bentley. Thomas Bosk. Back it comes. Maguire. Stephen Bell. Cuts inside. Good tackle by Burrow.
Got to try to get an extra set of 6 if they can. It's got to be a good dink.
Johnson to Bosk. Good kick. Try, maybe. Try for Bentley. Or did he knock it forward?
What on earth?
Kevin Sinfield.
What's doing? Kevin
was hanging
Sinfield
around, and King Bentley came from nowhere. If he's got fingertips on this, he's onside. If he's got fingertips, this could be a try.
Well, I cannot believe that Kevin Sinfield has just tried to marshal this over.
Look at Bentley in the background.
It's stopping, it's stopping. You don't take that risk. That's
It's a try.
No doubt
Bentley.
Great try, Kane Bentley. He just wouldn't give that up, would he? This is going to bring the house down. They're not out of this suddenly. They looked dead and buried in the first half. Sinfield, but he wanted to let the ball run dead in goal, and it wouldn't go. And Kane Bentley, the younger of the brothers, New Zealand born, but he's lived and played in France all of his life, has come up with a crucial try.
Well, it's very rare you see a mistake as badly as this from a top-class rugby league footballer. And I'm afraid Kevin Sinfield, when he watches that again, he'll be saying to himself, what on earth was I doing? Too late, I'm afraid, Kevin, but it was a beautiful little dink through by Thomas Bost. He knew he had to do something different, couldn't get through himself.
Vital kick this, vital kick. And if he makes it, Leeds are looking at the possibility of a fifth game without a win. And he's kicked it. And it's 24-28.
We talk about the chase, the kick not being as good as the chase. You'll hardly ever see a better example than this. If Kane Bentley doesn't put the effort in to chase this Thomas Bost kick, ball goes dead, Leeds start on the 20. He puts in this extra effort, catches Kevin Sinfield by surprise, scores a great try for his team.
Look at those stern faces that belong to the Leeds supporters who've journeyed to the south of France, and look at the joy on the faces of the Catalan Dragon supporters. 26-6 ahead after 34 minutes. Here we are, last 10, 24-28. Memories of last year, 10 months ago, when the Catalan Dragons pinched the game in the very last play of the match. Surely lightning isn't going to strike twice, or is it for Kevin Walters?
Well, he knows they've got the sail. I must say, they really have got the wind behind them now. They're enthusiastic at one moment, just after the restart of this half. They look tired. A few of them look a little bit disinterested.
40-20 possibility here. Brent Webb knew that. Well, Steve-O, a game that was really dying at half-time has come alive.
Yeah. When you see these scoring surges, Eddie, teams put 10 or 20 points on in a short period of time, and then it swings back. The challenge now for the Catalan Dragons is to keep the concentration and focus here. When the ball's kicked to them, perhaps at the end of this set, there can be no errors from it. The defence needs to remain tight, because with Lauatiti and senior players like Burrow, Maguire, Leeds do have that strike ability from anywhere on the pitch.
Bentley was brave then. He stood his ground in front of Kylie Luluai, and Jerome Guisset came in, and he finished the job. This is Burrow waiting at dummy half on the last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield with another kick over the top, and this time it's Cyril Stakoul who will run the ball out. Now then, 9 minutes remaining, 4 points. Over 8,000 in here tonight to see the visit of the champions. Stephen Bell was almost through.
And nervous minutes as well for Leeds.
Pello will have a run.
He's come alive, hasn't he, the full-back? That could have been a penalty. Ben Phelan is allowing the advantage, but the home crowd here are going mad that they're all offside. And you know something? They're absolutely spot on.
Well, Bosch has come alive in this second half. He's found Muniz. Muniz finds Tuxagas. Brian McLennan just slightly concerned.
Chip over Boss, come on, do something.
It's a high kick. That's too deep though, this.
Wasted.
Lee Smith collects it.
Come on.
And Sebastian Martin managed to hang on to him there.
Well, in the past, Leeds have looked for somebody like Jamie Peacock here to put his hand up and take the team forward. No Peacock, who for the Rhinos is going to act as that leader in the last final 10 minutes.
Well, they have to be fatigued after the monumental effort they put in against the Bradford Bulls on Thursday. They will be happy to hear the final siren now and head for the airport and home. Here is Lauatiti. He is the man who might just do it. Senior has grounded a wonderful tackle low down. It was a great tackle that by Dane Carlaw. High kick over to the corner. Ball was... Well, it was spilled, but Leeds were offside.
quite a few of them in front of the kicker. Their eagerness to get in, and really, Brian McLennan would have been saying, oh, tell you what, that's tight. I thought the first viewing that perhaps would have been 2 or 3 in front, but that is a real 50-50 call. Not surprisingly, Lee Smith looks a bit bemused.
Maybe Sir Alex Ferguson would have liked that touch judge on the line at Old Trafford on Saturday when Didier Drogba scored his winner against Man United, because he was a yard offside. They weren't a yard offside, but this touch judge spotted it.
He saw something we couldn't see.
Here they come, Carlo. Now then, Dimitri Pello. They have the scent of something here, Catalan Dragons, and Guisset bounces off Bailey. That's a knock-on, 6 to go.
Back to 6, yeah. And that's, well, that could have been a penalty as well.
Well, that should be. Sebastian Martin will drive it forward. Listen to this crowd now. They're getting behind their team. Leeds are hitting the panic button. Balls come free. Leeds breathe a big sigh of relief. It's with Webb, but look, he's on his own. There's not many putting their hands up to come forward and help him out. Vakary gets that man down.
The offload it there. Oh, it's hard to say whether Jamie Jones-Buchanan touched it or either way. They know they are in a bit of a hole. Leeds only 4 points in front. They've got to try to get some advantage, get to the halfway at least.
You'd be fascinated. Sorry, I'm frustrated. You're a Catalan fan. Why your side weren't able to play with this urgency in the first half? Defensive line speed's good. Even players like Lauatiti are driven backwards in the tackle.
Sinfield, it's a brilliant pass off the ground to Maguire. Maguire's going to go all the way here and win it for Leeds. Yes, he is. Tremendous try from Maguire. Second try for Danny Maguire. And what a pass that set him up. Brilliant ball into the arms of Danny Maguire and Kevin Sinfield. No wonder he gives him a special hug, because after the mistake from Sinfield at the other end, just a few short minutes ago, it was a wonderful pass that found Maguire, and Maguire had the speed to do the rest. 13th try against the Catalan Dragons for Danny Maguire.
Sensational stuff. Lauatiti gets it off away, and then Sinfield, super flick as he was going down. And what about the in and out and the step from Maguire? That'll seal it. And that pass was out of the top drawer. One-handed flick, but give him credit, put himself in that position. He reads the game ever so well, does this fella. Let's see it in slow motion. Quality. Super, super quality.
And the 13th try that Danny Maguire has scored against the Catalan Dragons, from the pass from this man, Kevin Sinfield, who, as we all know, is one of the most consummate professionals, and he will be disgusted with himself that he allowed Kane Bentley in for that try not long ago, but he will be also delighted now that he has, well, got a little bit of self-pride back, and what's more, has added the extras, and that should seal it by now. 34-24 for the Leeds Rhinos, but what a fight the Catalan Dragons had made of it in the second half, and Bailey has obviously got a problem with the back.
Yeah, and full credit to the home side as well. You know, Catalans, they look out of it, didn't they? Out on their feet. Leeds were just breezing away a few minutes before the half-time, and then all of a sudden Dallas Johnson went in for the try and give them a little bit of hope. They played exceptionally well in the second half, but when you've got the quality and skill of a man like Danny Maguire, he just turns the game.
Diskins, the dummy half for the Leeds Rhinos. They'll drive it forward here with Burgess.
You know, in scoring that try, Eddie, they've revisited an area of the field that they've knocked on the door all day, in around the forwards. When Lauatiti offloaded that ball, Kevin Sinfield went straight back at the area where the tired forwards were going to be, found a brilliant pass to pick up Danny Maguire. But it's a smart play by Leeds. Go back to where you've worked at all game.
Well, no matter what happened here in this match, Leeds will end Easter outside of the top 8 because of what happened elsewhere in the Super League today. They're 3 points off the pace. Now they're only just 1. It's an important win for them. What's it tell us about the Catalan Dragons? They're still going through the horrors in terms of injuries, Brian?
Well, you've got to feel for Kevin Walters, don't you? They can put in a second half performance like this when they're missing so many players. They've lost so many ball players in the last 12 months in Greg Bird and Adam Mogg. There's very few teams that can afford to do that. Yet they can put in a second half like this, but it was on the back of conceding 5 tries in the first half. Frustrating, I'm sure, Steve-O.
Well, you're right, Brian, and it happens to a lot of teams over a period of time. Kevin Walters certainly doesn't look too pleased with it, but deep down, he'll know that his side in the second half have really, really tried hard.
And here they come again. They're not packing it in. Cyril Stakul.
He's been so influential since he came off the bench, Stakul.
That was Johnson. And this now is Sebastian Martin. Bentley. And Bosch off the outside of the boot. Looking for Bello. Only finds Lauatiti. Lauatiti gets it away to Brent Webb. Was that forward? The crowd thought it was. Here is Ryan Hall. Well, Leeds are going to go home with the victory, and it's been hard fought in the end. It looked easy in the first half.
I heard they had a very tough game on Thursday against Bradford, and they have to fly over to France to play a game against Catalan Dragons, who, although are bust and missing players, they're still a tough pack and a tough team to come up against, as it's showing in this game. Leeds will be delighted with that, Eddie. I think 3 points out of the Easter break, after having so many losses preceding that, I think they'll be quite happy.
Yes, it's their first win for a wee while. This is their first win in 5, and here goes Maguire. Bell and Johnson and Martin. Down he goes on tackle number 3. Bentley again. Bentley again. Great enthusiasm from Kane Bentley.
He's been lively.
Inside the last minute. This is David Ferriol. David Ferriol to burrow his way over, he hopes, but no. The Leeds defence stands firm. Last tackle, Bentley now. Fires the pass to Bosch. Bosch in the short ball. Just loses the ball forwards. Was it Tuxagas again over there? There's no try. And here is Ryan Hall, fed by Sinfield. 20 seconds remaining. No, it wasn't. It was Muniz who went so close. Penalty to Leeds, and that'll wrap it up. Only 10 seconds remaining.
You'd have to say they'll be happy with the 3 points over Easter, but probably less than convincing in this game in the end. I really thought they would kick on after scoring 5 tries in the first half.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought that, because it's a penalty and a restart from the penalty. Of course, this is now the last play of the game, and Lee Smith just dumps the ball into touch. And Leeds have won, and they will be relieved to get their victory. Their last win came 62 points to 4 against the Quins at home on the 5th of March. They've gone exactly a calendar month between victories. This is their first win in 5. A wonderful first half from Brian McLennan's men. They had the game in their pocket. They came out after half-time, and well, the Catalan Dragons took the challenge to them. Or did Leeds Rhinos just take the foot off the gas? Did Leeds Rhinos run out of a little bit of pace because of the exertion of last Thursday night?
Well, I guess we'll see the answer to that in a few weeks. I mean, they've got the 2 points, there's no doubt about that, and they've arrested this run without a win.